Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try a new version of the lecture. I'm going to try and post this to YouTube. We're going to start with the first part of chapter 15, which I'm re-recording. There's another version of this that was posted on Course Connect, but I'm not sure how that one was going to turn out, so I went with this version instead. Okay, so we'll look at Endocrinology, chapter 15, lecture part 1. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get started with that. Sorry, having a few little issues at getting started. Okay, now we're to it. Alright, so we're going to look at the functions of the endocrine system. Starting off, we're going to look at metabolism and tissue function and tissue maturation. Then we're going to look at ion regulation. Okay, how do the salts in your body function with the endocrine system? Water balance of the body, immune system regulation, heart rate and blood pressure regulation, control of the blood glucose, and how that affects other parts of the body. Okay. Also, we're going to look at control of reproductive functions and uterine contractions and milk release and how those factor together. Okay. In the overview of the endocrine system, we're going to look at some things that we're going to really key on here. In that, we're going to look at, this is the second greatest controlling system of the body, with number 1 being the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system is the number 1 controlling system of the body, where we have the endocrine system being number 2. Okay, and it influences metabolic activities of cells by means of hormones, which are produced by endocrine glands. Endocrine glands produce hormones. The main endocrine glands that we'll look at here include the pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pineal glands, and the thymus. Okay, but there are others. Okay, and the others, we call those accessory glands. Okay, the pancreas and the gonads produce both hormones and exocrine products. We'll see the difference between hormones and exocrine products later on. Exocrine products are typically the release of an entire cell. Okay, hypothalamus has both neural functions and it releases hormones. And then there are other tissues and organs that produce hormones, including adipocere cells, okay, pockets of cells in the small intestine. Okay, believe it or not, small intestine, your digestive tract, which makes it very important to keep a healthy gut. The stomach, the kidneys, and the heart. Okay, the adrenal glands, we're going to find, are actually located on the kidneys, but the kidneys also play a role in the endocrine system on top of that as well. Okay. Alright, no, I don't want to save it. Alright, endocrine system. So here we're looking at some of the glands of the body, okay? Most of the main ones are illustrated here. Alright, well, we've got our kidneys, which include the adrenal glands, and we've also got our pancreas here in the gut. Okay, we've got the thalamus, okay, or the excuse me, thymus glands, not the thalamus, the thymus gland here in the chest. Here we have your thyroid, okay, which also includes your parathyroid glands. The dots right there, the darker dots, are the parathyroids. Okay, in the head, we have several glands. We have 3 glands. Okay, other than pituitary, the first question I'm going to ask you, sorry, I had a little mistake here. Okay. What I'm going to ask you about this region right here, okay, the head region. First question. What are the other 2 glands? Okay, what glands are in the head? Okay, what glands are found in the head? Alright, here we also see that we have the glands of the reproductive system. If you're male, you have the testes. If you're female, you have the ovaries. Alright, so here, if you remember the question from the other page, you can easily find those other glands that are found in the head. Okay, you have the hypothalamus, the pituitary gland, and the pineal body. Okay, in the throat, we find our thyroid gland and our parathyroid glands. Moving down, we have our adrenals atop our kidneys, and then we have the islets and the pancreas there in the middle of the midsection. Okay, we find the ovaries in the female and the testes in the male. Okay, it's just very, very simple. This is where they are. All right, we're getting into a little bit of meat here in Table 15.1. In Table 15.1, it goes over a lot of the major characteristics. Okay, what they do, how they play a role in the endocrine system. Okay, organs will play a major role in the endocrine system, those such as testes, ovaries, kidneys, heart, and liver. Okay, where else are they found? Okay, there are parts of lots of other systems. Okay, the digestive system. Okay, we have some crossover there. We got the small intestine, the stomach. Okay, the kidneys and the excretory system. We have the liver. Okay, another crossover. Heart, part of the circulatory system. Ovaries and testes, part of the reproductive system. But they cross over into the endocrine system. Okay, whereas the nervous system, they are basically specific to the one system. You got your brain, your spinal cord, and your nerves, where you don't have organs cross over into other systems. You have cells. Okay, cells in the endocrine system release hormones. Okay, it can be many different types of cells. Even fat cells release hormones. Okay, in the nervous system, there are specialized cells that only pertain to the nervous system, such as neurons and glial cells. Okay, target cells. Okay, what can be targeted in the body? Okay, it's basically any cell in the body. Cells can be targeted throughout the body as long as they have a receptor for those hormones. Okay, postsynaptic neurons in the nervous system. So this is a really good comparison of the nervous system versus the endocrine system, and seeing a few similarities and a lot of differences. Okay, activation of target cells. How does it happen? Okay, well, in the endocrine system, target cells are activated by hormones. In the nervous system, they are activated by neurotransmitters. Okay, the target cells are usually amplitude modulated, so it can be a strong signal in the endocrine system, whereas the nervous system is frequency modulated. How often does it happen? How often? Okay, whereas here in the endocrine system, it's how much. Okay, we have amplitude modulated things going on there. Let me go take my eraser and go over this. Okay, go back to pen. Sorry about that. Okay, so we see the response speed. Okay, we have basically, think of a tortoise. You know, he's got the legs coming out of the shell just a little bit. I know it's not a really good tortoise, but bear with me. Okay, and then over here we have our hair on the other side. Okay, our hair gets activated relatively fast. Okay, it has a fast response time, whereas the endocrine system has a slow response time. However, the length of response will last longer. It's just like the race will last longer if you run in a turtle race versus a rabbit race in reality, not like the storybook. Okay, and here we have the effects change. Endocrine system has a widespread effect when it affects the nervous system, well, when it affects the body in general. Okay, nervous system is very specific. It has one target cell. Okay, whereas receptors in the endocrine system may be spread out over a large area. Alright, so overview of the endocrine system. We've looked at this already. Okay, both the endocrine system and the nervous system will regulate the activities of structures in the body, but they do so in different ways. The endocrine system is amplitude modulated, just like we saw on the previous slide. Amplitude modulated. Will it be a weak signal, strong signal, or even a stronger signal? Okay. Whereas the nervous system is frequency modulated. How many times are we getting the signal? How many times? Okay. The response to the target tissue is very, very similar in that it's usually slower for the endocrine system and longer duration, whereas in the neuro system it takes less time to activate. Okay. You have a response and then it's over with almost instantaneously. Okay. Hormones. Okay, hormones are simply chemical substances that are secreted by the cells into the interstitial fluid. Okay, and they diffuse into the blood and act on very specific tissues. Sorry, let me move something. Alright. So these are called target tissues, and they have lag times ranging from a few seconds to many hours, okay? Because the hormones can have a prolonged effect because they can move from one cell to the other. Okay, and they're chemically categorized as belonging to either the protein group or the lipid group. Protein group includes the proteins, glycoproteins, polypeptides, amino acids, and derivatives, where the lipid group contains the steroids and the fat